Hello and welcome back to another how-to video with Mr. Lin. In this how-to video, I will show you how to take a screenshot using the control button and the show windows button on your keyboard. By taking a screenshot, you will then be able to submit your artwork for credit that you deserve for all the hard work you've done. So take note that you're going to use the control button, which is the bottom left-hand corner of your keyboard, and the show windows button, which is button number 6 across the top. It is the little rectangle with the extra lines to show extra windows. We are finishing up our geometric abstract painting. Hopefully the video links have been helpful for you. If you have questions, I highly recommend watching the links again to make sure that you're meeting some of the criteria for this assignment. Remember, your final work should have at least 20 shapes. I suggest that most, if not all of them, be on their own layer. Your shapes should be small, medium, and large. They should overlap each other. Most of your shapes should have patterns or textures or a line design within them. Please include lines that are straight or curved or a mix of both, and you should have a gradient colored background. All of those tips for success are included in the video links. Today I'm going to show you how to save the screenshot so you can submit to get the most credit possible for your hard work. Remember, all of this is based on geometric abstract paintings such as those by the artist Mr. Kandinsky. So if we look at his quickly, we would see that he would have earned 100%. He has more than 20 shapes. He has shapes that are big, medium, and small, even tiny. He has patterns. He has textures with gradients inside of his shapes, like this blue triangle here. He has shapes that overlap here, here, here. And he has a lot of lines, both angular and straight lines and curvy lines as well. So let me take you into our Autodesk Sketchbook and show you the steps for saving your work so you can upload it to Schoology. Here on the screen you see I have some shapes that are overlapping. I have some shapes that have different colors and transparencies in them. Now all of these shapes are kind of centered in the middle of my screen. No, we want your composition to allow someone's eye to move around. So I'm going to click on this big green shape layer right here, open up my transform tool, and I'm going to grab the nudge tool, and I'm going to kind of move this shape over to the side a little bit. And right now it's pointing in towards the center. I think I might flip it. Whoops. Let me flip it back and go the other way. Move it over again. So now it's kind of pointing away. Maybe I'll rotate it down and around. See, there's so much you can do with moving your layers if you make sure that each shape has its own layer. So I'm going to put it way over here now, but it's a little too big. So I'm going to use the distortion tool to kind of shrink it down a little bit, maybe stretch it out, maybe move it up this way a little bit, and get some more action happening with that shape. So now it's kind of pointing upwards to the right-hand corner, kind of like that better. Let's go in and work with this shape now. So we'll say that's done. Click on that layer. I know it's that layer because when I close the eye, it disappears. And I'm going to go back to the distort or transform tool. Click on distort. And I'm going to stretch this one out this direction. Put him up in this corner a little bit more. There we go. So I'm getting him up into that corner. I'm going to click done. Pinch my screen, take a look at my image from a distance a little bit. Now these two are touching right here, these two shapes, and that's fine, but let's really get them overlapping. So I'm going to go to that layer. I know it's that one because I can close the eye. And again, I'm going to open up my transform tool. And in this case, I'm going to make this shape a little bit smaller as well. So I'll use distort, kind of bring in that shape a little bit. I like how it very quickly got a neat kind of angle up kind of feeling going on. So I'll take that shape now, move it over here, but I'm going to get it, I don't know if I like it under that one. I think I'd rather have it over it, overlapping it. So I'll click done, go back to that layer, and move it on top of that other shape layer. So now it's on top. Now it's underneath. So you decide how you're going to overlap your shapes, what size they should be, because you want large, medium, and small shapes. Make sure you're constantly opening new layers and working with new layers. So now I'll go back into my guides, maybe open up my ellipse shape so that I can start getting some lines in my picture as well. So I'll grab my pen tool. This is a cool dark color to use. I kind of like that dark red. Maybe lighten it a little. I'm actually make it a little bit darker. And remember, when you're using these tools to create lines, you kind of get right up next to the shape with your pen tool in order to draw that line. So that's not quite big enough. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's draw it again. That looks good. So I'm going to click on the tool to close it. Now I've got this big line. I can still kind of see the thin line I started with. Remember, you should have a variety of line shapes in your image as well. So let's go back to shapes. This time let's click line so I know I get nice straight lines. But this time I'm going to choose a different tool. Let's see what the tattoo painting tool will do. And you can see its texture getting bigger and smaller there. And in this case, I think I'll go with a much lighter color. And let me just see if I can get some nice straight lines happening across my image. And that might be a little big, but you get the idea. I'm starting to overlap shapes. I'm starting to work a variety of lines. And I'm not happy with this piece, but for the sake of recording, I'll show you what we do for a screenshot. Make sure your image is nice and big. Close any tools by clicking on them. Make sure that your layers are visible so I know that it's your original artwork and you get credit for it. And then simply on your keypad, you want to hold down Control and press that Open Buttons window up on the very top line of your keypad. And that should save your image for you as a screenshot. Let's make sure it worked. Let's minimize Autodesk Sketchbook, and there it is. So you can submit your artwork this way by going into our Schoology page. And in my case, I'm going to open up one of the practice pages so that I can show you how to submit. If you already understand how to submit a file, then you really don't need to watch the rest of this video. But if you're not clear, I'll open up this Schoology page, and I have no upcoming submissions that are needed, but I'll open up this one, and let's say I want to resubmit this assignment. So I click the Submit button, and I'm going to go to File. And since I just took that screenshot, I should be able to find it in Recents. So I go into Recent right up here at the top, and that will open up all of the files that recently happened. So here it is, screenshot, open that up, and that has now ready to be submitted. So I click submit. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you had fun using Autodesk Sketchbook to make a really cool abstract geometric painting. Thank you so much.